Greetings, the Hijabi Gamer here, and this is the first episode in a new series I've been wanting to start called Destiny 2 NPC Review, where I get to talk about all the Destiny 2 and Destiny NPCs and what I think about them, random thoughts about them. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and yes, I know this is Destiny 1, because the NPC I'm going to start this series off with isn't in Destiny 2 right now. He used to be, but he has since left the game. That would be interesting to bring him back. I've decided to start this series also with a pretty controversial NPC, though not the crow, no. Brother Vance, because I know a lot of people really don't care for Brother Vance after Destiny 2 and the Curse of Osiris DLC. Whereas I actually, alright, it's going to surprise people, I like Brother Vance. Or at least my opinion of Brother Vance has changed radically. So, in Destiny 1, I had very little interaction with Brother Vance because I never did trials, so all I know is, he's standing around here with his candles, in his robes, talking random stuff. There he is, right? He looks kind of mystical, mysterious, and then along comes the Curse of Osiris, where he goes from, kind of cool dude to Osiris fanboy. Like, just total Osiris fanboy, to the point where it was just kind of annoying. It's one of the reasons why I avoided Mercury. I just could not stand Brother Vance. Though, on a side note, Osiris is a bit of a jerk as well. I mean, come on. Clearly, even after he came back, Osiris, after he came out of the Infinite Forest, he couldn't spend 5 minutes with Brother Vance. I mean, the guy has clearly just, devoted everything. Could have been at least a little nice. I mean, yeah, I get it. It must be annoying for Osiris, but at the same time, show the guy at least a little courtesy. Anyway, I agree. After the Curse of Osiris, my opinion of Brother Vance, which was pretty neutral because I barely knew him in Destiny 1, dropped radically because he was a soy boy, fanboy with just, basically, he was a simp to Osiris. Did not like him. However, right before Mercury disappeared, we found out something really interesting about Osiris and just totally, again, changed my opinion of him. So, right before Mercury disappeared, Brother Vance, who, let me emphasize this, Brother Vance is blind and he isn't a guardian, okay? He's a totally normal mortal human being, alright? So Brother Vance, who is not a guardian, total mortal, walks into the Infinite Forest. That Infinite Forest. The place that is full of enemies. Vex. Creations of the Vex are like Cabal that aren't really Cabal but can kill you just like real Cabal. Yeah. And Hive. And it's all there. Brother Vance walks into the Infinite. Yeah, I get it. He's going after Osiris. But he's still blind. Mortal. Walks into the Infinite Forest. That takes a lot of courage. Just saying that takes a lot of guts. So that's when my opinion of Brother Vance changed. I get it, again, he was going after Osiris, but still, this guy had the strength to walk into the Infinite Forest blind, and he did it. So my opinion of Brother Vance has gone up. And it would be awesome if they brought him back. Now, my idea for bringing him back originally was at the end of the last season. It would have been awesome, when Lakshmi 2, controlled by Savathun, opened the portals to the Vex, and all of a sudden, after a whole bunch of Vex come out walks Brother Vance. Now, like I said, I don't know much about the lore after he walked into the Infinite Forest, so maybe they go more into detail about what happened. But I think it would be awesome if he just walked out of a Vex portal. He's got, his robes are torn, and he's got a Minotaur cannon in his hand, and he's got, Vex weapons hung over, from his belt. And he's like, I'm back. Did you miss me? And he just starts shooting at Vex, and just, popping them, and he's, just total badass, right? That would be awesome. I could almost see, in Borderlands, where they have those, cards for characters where it's Brother Vance kills Vex to eat them. Yeah. He's got like a full beard because he's just been in the infinite forest. And like he finally walks up to Ikora and she's like, "You've survived the infinite forest." And he's like, "I have seen things I can never unsee." And he's gone from being total fanboy to like, yeah, I survived the infinite forest and I kicked butt while doing it. So I guess it's too late for that, but it's still possible for him to just walk out of a Vex portal, like in the middle of a big Vex battle. All of a sudden, just Brother Vance appears. Even better would be he walks into the hangar bay where Saint 14 is. And Saint 14 is a guardian, so and Brother Vance knows that. So he just pulls out his Vex cannon and he's like, pops one at Saint 14. He's like, "I want my job back, brother," or something like that. And like, because he's eaten Vex and Hive, there's a mutual respect between him and the Drifter, because you know how the Drifter goes on about eating Hive and that soft white center to the Vex. He's like, "You can eat that." And it's like, which, by the way, you know why the Drifter talks so much about eating? It's because apparently he's starved to death multiple times and his ghost keeps reviving him. So it's like they have this like mutual respect, because he's like this weakly fanboy has suddenly turned into like badass because he survived the infinite forest, and that takes guts. I mean, just the fact that he walked into the infinite forest blind and a mortal human, not a guardian, took guts. So I would love it to see him just come out again, like totally, and he's like, and he can, and when you approach him, like when he can make comments about like how you could tell when the Vex are nearby and how to know when to shoot them. And he's like, "Did I ever tell you about the first time I killed a Minotaur?" Or, "You don't want to know how I got this gun." Talking about his, cannon. He's like, "I've eaten the soft white center of Vex. You never forget that." So that's why my opinion of Brother Vance has changed. I keep hoping he'll appear in this kick butt awesome way. But just the fact, even if he doesn't reappear, just the fact that he walked into the infinite forest, blind and mortal. The infinite forest that we've gone through, and yeah, it's full of enemies, yet this human being did it. I gotta give the guy credit. That took guts. That took real guts. So, I hope to see him again. But I hope to see him more. I mean, it would be awesome if Brother Vance comes back and he is cooler than Osiris. Because honestly, my opinion of Osiris has gone down. I mean, it's, yeah. I'll make a video about Osiris one of these days. But Brother Vance, my respect for him has gone up. Hope to see you around, Brother Vance. Hope you're still alive. Anyway, and I hope to see you in the tower. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to put all my Destiny stuff on a separate channel or not. Because I get the impression that most people who watch my videos aren't watching it for the gaming stuff. So I'm thinking maybe maybe duplicate it, put my Destiny stuff on both, so that I could have a channel that's devoted to Destiny 1 and be like, "Hey, Bungie, check out my channel," so I don't have to have the more controversial stuff that Bungie wouldn't care for. Anyway, I made a poll. Let me know what you think. Comment if you have any opinions on the poll. And again, I hope to see you in the tower.